Welcome back, everybody, to the Crude podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about how you're going to be in the movie Civil War kind of soon.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. So, before we dive too deep into this breaking bombshell news, you smell that?
Dark bark.
Oceanwood motion. Exotic executive.
Smells like success. Do you want a scent that'll hide your farts? Dark bark.
Do you want a scent that smells like a vacation you can't afford? Oceanwood motion.
Do you want a candle that'll hide the scent of your mistress? Exotic executive.
We told you we would do it. We've partnered with IllumineScents. We've created our own scents. Skip the FOMO. Buy our candles. We'll drop the link for you guys down below to check them out. Stay tuned. If you guys enjoy the content, please like, subscribe to the channel for more like this. And let's dive, buddy. So you brought this to my attention, right? What was this about again?
So
just enlighten everybody really quick.
We're going to put it up here on the screen here in just a minute so you guys can fully read it.
Yeah.
More or less, the DoD slid some stuff underneath the rug that the military during this, it was put into effect on the 27th of September. The DoD slid some things in there to more or less say that the military can use lethal force against Americans due to national security.
Okay. Kev, let's put this up really quick because so let's break this down really quick. So this is from the DoD, right? Let's read this really quick. As the U.S. prepares for one of the most controversial and closely watched elections in its history, a concerning update to DoD Directive 5240.01 has quietly been put into effect. Reissued on September 27th, 2024, this directive governs the Department of Defense, DoD intelligence direct activities and now includes provisions and authorizing lethal force in certain circumstances when assisting civilian law enforcement. While the directive forbids assassination, it opens the door to lethal interventions under quote national security conditions. The reissuance of DoD Directive 5240.01 repealed previous versions, including the 1982 DoD 52401R. While the update might seem routine, the changes regarding the use of lethal force in domestic operations are significant. In 2016 versions, the directive primarily focused on intelligence collection and issuing civil liberties protections for U.S. persons. It emphasized strict oversight and the read for authorization before collecting U.S. persons information. However, the 2024 versions expands the military's role, particularly in assisting civil law enforcement and authorizes lethal force under specific conditions, raising questions about its use during potential civil unrest surrounding the election. Pretty vague, in my opinion.
Kind of. So the only part they get to was more specific. This election is going to be insane. The result, one way or another, is going to cause riots. And what is going to happen is they're going to use the military to roll out, like in a martial law status, and let's say you're protesting, or worse, rioting. Now, if you're rioting, they are supposed to use non-lethal force, beanbags, rubber bullets, water hoses, things like that. But let's say you and, whatever your friends, whatever party you're for, doesn't matter at this point right now. This is Americans to Americans.
Right.
The military could roll through deep and just start taking people out. You're on the streets and they say, leave, and you say, no, this is you're gone.
Do you remember the Minnesota incident under, Tim Walz? Remember? When Tim Walz authorized the military to take action against people during the pandemic to force them indoors.
It was the police.
It was the police? police forcing them indoors and not necessarily taking lethal force, right? But still being forceful to the point where the police was shooting paintball at the civilians, forcing them to go back inside, to stay indoors.
They call it less than lethal.
Yeah.
It still hurts like a bitch.
I mean, under no circumstances should any law enforcement be doing that shit. And this was under 10 walls in Minnesota.
Didn't that end up happening? Didn't that like an altercation happen due to that, right? Like the guy, so somebody like didn't obey and they went over and like beat him or something like that?
Don't quote me on it, but I think so.
Didn't that happen, Kev? Something like that?
It was, I believe, they were in the middle of the street and the fucking idiot police, they were rolling in like non-police vehicles. They're dressed in all black, right? And it's nighttime. Like, even if they had a patch that said police, like, how the fuck are you gonna see that? If you look at the video, but basically the guy was just hanging out outside in the parking lot with another person, and then they rolled up, and then they gave orders, and the guy's confused. They start shooting at him with the paintball guns or whatever, and then the civilian doesn't know who they are, so I think he's a concealed carrier. So he starts firing back.
Right.
Thinking he's getting shot at. And then so basically they go over and they like basically beat him with an inch of his life for
That's crazy.
for
So
defending himself from people that like didn't really identify who they were.
I'm sure the video is out there. So for people that want to dig into this incident and they want to find out for yourselves if the stories are true, like I said earlier, don't quote me on it, but I think it is, because I personally have not seen that video, but I have seen the evidence of the police that were shooting the paintball at people for trying to force them to go back inside during the pandemic. That I have. And
these were people on their front porch.
Yeah, exactly. Like
right.
on their lawn, on their property, on their front porch. Yeah. So
go inside. Like, that's crazy.
And I gotta say something. Those, if you get hit in the eye, you're losing that eye.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
well, they're powered by a CO2 tank. It's like a 20-ounce CO2 tank. I used to play paintball like years and years ago, and these things are moving.
I think they're stronger than the standard. Like,
well, I'm sure if all you have to do is you just change what the amount of pressure it allows.
Yeah, they're not rolling around with like Tipman 98s.
No.
Have you seen some of the paintball fights in like the arenas and stuff? Like the aftermath of some of the
bruises and everything.
The bruises, some of the competitors.
Yeah.
The bruises are so bad.
They turn like dark purple, black.
Purple blow. Imagine that hitting your eye.
Yeah.
You're gone. You're not retrieving that eye.
Yeah, no. That's severely gone. And I mean, I'm pretty sure they just didn't shoot like a warning shot nearby. I mean, they were probably peppering people.
So this was basically my point about this, was that if they can do that, now they're authorized lethal force. But honestly, for the law enforcement to go along with this,
you know what pissed me off? I'm sorry to interrupt.
yeah, go ahead.
Specifically about law enforcement is that they were laughing. You can hear them in the video. They were like laughing and joking.
Oh, when they were assaulting the guy?
Yeah.
That's messed up. That's messed up.
And see, this is the type of people you're gonna have.
But yes, let's not shame the entire law force, like everyone in law enforcement, though, because not everybody is in the law enforcement is
I
like
hope
that.
They uphold the Constitution that they
Yeah.
took an oath to.
Yeah.
And
well, the
some
problem
people
is
twice, because some people are prior military.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, they're probably gonna have people on patrol who they know are gonna do the same as a paintball incident. You know, and they're gonna know in their department who's down to clown.
Right.
And they're gonna that's the people. But also to even add on to the fact that guy was confused in that incident,
Right.
and this was rolled out quietly. So now how do you know, right?
Right.
So it is such a setup in the making,
Right.
because now these people quietly,
This wasn't a public announcement. You're
public
right.
don't know. So now during the elections, when they have their right to protest, which is, constitutionally protected,
Yep.
now they're hearing bullets.
Yeah.
This not the America we should have.
No, that is concerning, man. That is huge. Like, for anyone who thinks this is fear mongering, think again. Honestly, like, I need more people to wake up.
This is a warning.
I need more people to wake up, because this shit is not a joke. When they can do things like this,
I mean, it's
you
right
best
there,
believe.
black and white. It's not even like fear mongering. Like,
Bro.
that is the DoD directive number and everything.
I mean, let's put it into perspective really quick. I mean, how many people are still in prison for the J6 event and they didn't do shit just because they were there?
Yeah.
And how did they get caught? Because they triangulated their cell phones. They had trucks that were parked in the perimeter that they caught all the cell phone signals. And because of that, they found all the people there and they just tossed them. And those people are still in there. So there's a lot of people that are still in prison that they haven't pardoned them. Biden administration has not pardoned them because, like, if they can do that, just you being there and you're not even part of the violence or anything, and they just grab you just because of your cell phone location, you don't think they're going to start doing anything else more crazier than this shit?
They're going to catch you afterwards.
Side note.
That might be too much. That might be too much.
Side note, if you haven't seen some of the footage, I implore you. I
For the
implore
J6?
people.
Yeah.
I implore the people to take a look and see why they were trying not to give out the footage for the longest time.
Yeah, please do your due diligence to look into that because,
Don't just hear what happened.
Yeah.
See what happened on a video, and
I'll
even
give you an
then,
example.
you can't even really believe 100%. But
One of the protesters, air quotes,
Yeah.
you could see them in a different part of the Capitol building in handcuffs.
Right.
2 police officers walking the person out, and they basically uncuff him under a camera,
Yep.
and then they give him a fist bump, and then he's on his way.
Out the back door.
This is only one short video. There's how many? There's like a ridiculous amount of hours of footage.
yeah,
This is just one little clip. So
Yeah.
that gives you a little idea.
this is just another one of those things that it's easier to go along with the happier story than to see the truth, because people don't want to live in fear.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just kind of this thing. But if I had to say anything as like for this election, stay safe.
Stay safe.
It ain't worth it.
Honestly, stay safe and stay out of honestly crowded places.
Yep. Stay safe. It is not worth it.
Just be more alert, man. Just be more alert. And another thing is, I think this is major news. And this is very important. I think all Americans should know about this, especially since they're rolling this shit out quietly. What the hell does that even mean? Why would you roll something like this quietly unless there is some nefarious reasons behind it?
Yeah. It's a trap.
It's
entrapment. It's
So-
exactly what it is.
More people should know about this. And because, again, we talk on this podcast about things that go against the narrative, this video is going to get suppressed. So if you guys want more people to know about this, share.
Oh,
Please share the video
Share it
so that
everywhere.
everyone can know about this and you're more alert and you're more informed and just, protect yourself, protect your family, protect your loved ones, just, and stay safe.
I think we kind of really explained more or less what all was happening or what could potentially happen. And we could go on and on for this for a while, but like pretty much the more or less of it is this election is going to be shaky. It's going to be scary. And if that sort of thing scares you, I'm sorry, you're here. Best thing to do, stay safe. You know what I mean? You don't, like you said, don't be in crowded areas. Pay attention to your surroundings. No matter what happens during this election, just, you got to do you.
And for people that might think, okay, after election, everything is going to calm down, that's where you're wrong. That's where I need you guys to be a little more alert and be a little more careful, because there are rumors that things are going to get crazier after election, especially. So just be careful.
Always.
Don't be the asshole panic buying at the end.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true, too.
Please do.
Jesus
oh my God.
Christ.
Prepare
Here we-
yourself a little bit ahead of time,
You
Right.
don't shit
What was that
6 months
whistleblower?
worth of toilet paper.
The FBI whistleblower said 3 to 4 months of supplies, whatever, just those kind of warnings coming from a FBI whistleblower to be prepared, have 3 or 4 months of supplies, and take care of your loved ones, have connections, have community, have people in the community that you trust, and things like that, bro. It's not a joke, in my opinion. Honestly, like we could hear that, like the fear in that guy's voice.
Yeah.
I think we've said everything that we needed to say, and we'll leave the rest to you guys. So if you found this episode informative, thought-provoking, it provided some information for you guys that was good knowledge here, well, leave us a like, subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Go over to our Spotify channel. We are on Spotify. Follow us on Spotify for a great commute listen, and we will see you guys on the next one.
See you.